This time on Hobby Journeys, we're looking at the pre-orders for the 24th of February with lots of Chaos Space Marines.
Hey!
Very loyal Space Marines.
Hello!
Hello.
Welcome to Hobby Journeys. So, as usual, we're doing our look at the pre-orders for next week. We'll do a bit of a roundup of the things going on.
A bit late.
A bit late. Well, we have to put out on a Friday now, just in time for everyone to be doing their pre-orders. You know, I think it's good timing, if anything, Matthew. We had a game of Legions Imperialis, didn't we, last weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, we enjoyed it, didn't we?
Yeah.
We only did 3 detachments each, about a 450 to 500 point battle, and we enjoyed it. It was a draw in the end. Just right at the last minute, you took out my Sicarian tank with a Sentinel of all things.
The thing that you were decimating.
I absolutely decimated the start, and then you managed to take it out.
He revenged his brothers.
Yeah, took out my heavy tank.
One left.
Yeah.
It revenged his brothers.
Yeah, and then you took control of the objective, which gave you just enough to get that draw in the end. Anyway, shall we get into this? Shall we have a look at what's going on? Yeah, so looking back at last Saturday, the 17th releases, we had all this kill. We had the two kill teams. Quite expensive, actually. I mean, but I think probably fair enough.
Look at the heroes of the chapter, £65, something you already have.
Yeah, just the things out of Leviathan. Should have bought another box of Leviathan. They've probably got them somewhere still, I reckon. They're going to have a look.
They'll have thousands of them somewhere.
Yeah. Blisters Dreadnought, 4250. That's alright. I wanted to know if the Captain in Terminator armour, it doesn't have a picture of the sprue, because I wanted to see what other options you're getting with it, but it doesn't tell you, so that's a little bit frustrating. You see some of the options in the pictures, obviously, but it doesn't actually tell you.
There's probably a lot more, isn't there?
Well, I wanted to see what sort of choices of helmet, if you get helmeted head as well as the normal one, but it doesn't. So we had the various bits and pieces for Legions Imperialis. This went into last week.
I'm just gonna say, actually, go back up. I'm going to change my opinion on them. Yeah, the ones with the...
Which one's the Infernus squad?
No, right.
The
ones
Malkadors.
with the barrels on the back. I don't really like them ones. But the ones that are normal, actually, they're all right.
With the big tank killing one. Yeah, I think they're fine. I mean, I think both of them are fine, actually. I like the one.
That shovel would be good for
end.
collecting dead men so they can get their thing.
Well, yeah, maybe so. Unfortunately, the thing I was really after, I really want the Legions Imperialis cards, because when we played the game, the one thing that was quite difficult was flicking back and forward in the book.
Oh, yeah.
That was a bit of a pain. So I was really hoping to be able to get some of this information on my...
It's sold out.
Yeah, it's sold out. The cards have just well gone. We had the original cards that came out last year. They are nowhere to be seen. There was that new set that came out to go along with this book. Sold out as well. So it's all gone, but here we are. Yeah, so in the middle of this week, we had the pick of the announcements, so having a bit of a look at the week in Warhammer. On Thursday, we had Horus Heresy reveals. We had a couple of tanks I thought you might look at, Matthew.
Artillery.
What do you reckon to this one?
Is that an artillery tank or
it
an
is.
anti-air tank?
It's an artillery, so this is a Medusa, I believe. It's very similar to... this is a Basilisk. Sorry, this is a Basilisk. That's the Medusa. The Basilisk... These ones are in 40k as well, but a slightly different design. This is a bit of the Horus Heresy take on this. Previously available in resin, but this is a plastic kit, so you'll be happy to hear. I quite like it.
Why do they all have shovels on the front?
Just for scooping stuff out of the way, I guess. When there's
get rid of the mud and barbed
rubble
wire.
And barbed wire and those sort of things. Yeah. It's a big artillery piece, similar to. This is one kit that you can make into either the Medusa or the Basilisk.
I'd rather have the Basilisk, to be honest.
You rather have the Basilisk? I think I could care, but I always liked the Basilisk when they first released the models of this. But yeah, so these come out. I quite like the Gunners as well. They look good.
the World War II MG up there.
Yeah, I like the crew. That is a good little thing with the all the controls. Yeah, I like these kits. They are good. Got to like a tank. It is a thing.
See, the new tank's good, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, this week we have Dark Angels. I mean, this is definitely up my street because I have just started Dark Angel Army. I mean, I am basically halfway through my first 3 miniatures painting them.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's
Out of
coming
the
on slowly.
million miniatures you've got, you're happy over
Well, it's a bit of a test one, but to be honest, the Legion Imperialis of getting that into order so I could play with it sort of took precedence. So I've been doing that, but I'm done with that now. That is ready to play with. So I'm going to be getting on my Dark Angels. But we have some new releases for Dark Angels. So we have the new Codex. So Codex Supplement Dark Angels. I might well pick that up. Possibly even
You need to pick up
when it goes across
lion.
out.
You need to get the lion.
The Lion, I'm going to build up to the Lion. I am looking forward to the Lion, but maybe some of these guys. So, what do we think to Asmodai, Master of Repentance? What do you
Ooh, I
think
like
of him? Yeah, he's alright, isn't he? I do like this is one of the things I like about Dark Angels, the robe sort of take on them. I like that. I'm not a massive fan of the sort of modelled smoke. I think it just looks a bit odd, but but it's fine.
It shouldn't really be there, should it?
I mean, I think it's separate enough from the main model. You could probably cut it off quite happily. So that's
true.
probably what I would do. But I might well pick him up. I shall see how I get on with my Dark Angels. But yeah,
I like
Belial. I like Belial.
Just put on a different gun, and I love him.
Yeah, I like this. I think that is a good model.
I just don't like that gun.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's other options you could put onto him. I mean, it's not that hard to snip a gun off and pop another one on, typically.
Yeah.
Also, if you pick up the full Terminator kit, then you probably have some options. Inner Circle Companions.
Not so bothered about them.
No, well, I quite like these. Because these are just in normal armour with the robes. I think these are just good because they are marked out as being a bit different to a lot of the other Space Marine chapters. I like the robe take on it. That is good. That's one thing. This is one of the selling points for the Dark Angels. They look a bit more mysterious. It is a thing. Deathwing Knights. I love these. These are so good.
Right.
So good. I'm into this. Well, Terminators. But just a little bit more ornate, a bit more, the roby things, swords, shields. I like that.
Bash.
Yeah, exactly. I like the little companion guy. I don't know what they call those. I can never remember.
Mossalix.
I feel like I should call them acolytes, but I don't think they are. I think they're called something different.
I think they are acolytes.
You think they're an acolyte?
I've heard you say that before.
Yeah, that's probably me getting it wrong, though. To be fair, I don't.
Right. Mission. Search it up.
Oh, what he is called is a Watcher in the Dark. That's what he is.
Well, that's a bit boring, isn't it?
Well,
that sounds like something I would put in my piece in
I'd
here
call him
too.
a familiar. I like him on a familiar, maybe.
No, I swear I've heard you call him that as well.
Well, I don't know. Be there.
But like that's a sentence I would use in my piece in World War Two, Year 2 in school.
Yeah. Well, anyway, but I think these are great models. I think they look good. I will probably pick them up. The only problem is I've spent the last 3 years painting my own homebrew chapter who wear bone-coloured armour. I'm a little bit done with it, so Deathwing isn't my go-to immediately. I'd like to paint just
paint
normal.
him in.
But the traditional dark green armour. Well, no, but you can't because they're Deathwing. That's the point. They're meant to be in bone armour. So, but maybe I'll
say that again. It's Warhammer. You can do whatever you want.
Well, you can't argue with that.
No rules.
You can't argue with that. But
I mean, you could literally just dump a pot of paint on one and you've painted it.
Yeah, it's absolutely your choice. But yeah, you could get them with these maces. We have this new sprue of upgrade kit, and I think this is pretty fantastic. A different gun for your Terminator, big plasma
don't
gun.
like that gun, sorry.
No, but you've got lots of bits. If you're into Dark Angels, you've got your shoulder pads, which mean you've got your fitted.
Alright, though.
I like the helmets. 'Cause you've got the hooded helmets, so you can flip them out.
Oh yeah, I do them.
Yeah, that's how you can make these Terminators look a bit like that with the hooded helmet.
I wouldn't use a mace though.
No, well, I'd go for the swords. I like the swords.
Yeah, with a hooded helmet.
Yeah, but I do like this upgrade sprue. I think this is pretty good. I will probably pick up a couple of these, to be honest. But then again, it's 'cause I'm going to see how I get on with my Dark Angels. I have that many projects on the go. I don't want to go chucking money at a thing that I might not follow through on.
Like you don't do that already.
Yeah, that is definitely a thing that happens. It's definitely a thing that happens. We've got a Combat Patrol Dark Angels. I think my main issue with this is it doesn't feel that themed towards Dark Angels. I mean, the Blade Guard veterans maybe they maybe lean into the Deathwing side of things, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel.
I'd probably get it.
I mean, it's good. I mean, the good thing with this is you could buy this Combat Patrol for any chapter of Space Marines and paint them up in whatever you choose.
I like the bolters.
I mean, I'm imagining there's an upgrade sprue or two in this, which isn't going to be any good for any other chapter. But apart from that, it's going to be pretty decent, whoever you're painting up. Although I am saying that there is a squad of intercessors, and I really need some intercessors.
You've got enough intercessors.
I bought lots of intercessors going back a few years ago, and I have painted all of my intercessors,
How is that possible?
or converted them into other things, and now I have no intercessors. I feel like I need some to make the core of my army, which means I need to spend some money. I don't want to spend the money, so if I got
take a loan out of my money if you want.
that is well. Thank you very much, Matthew.
You can
but that is fine.
stop paying me for a month.
That is absolutely fine. You get your pocket money. That is all good. But yeah, but it's a solid kit. The captain model's a good one. Blade Guard veterans. I mean, again, I've got a lot of them.
I mean, you could always pick.
I don't really need them. But Hellblasters, intercessors, you can't go wrong with.
I like bolters.
Your normal intercessors are a solid kit. There's a lot of choices on that sprue.
I like how they're standing.
I think it's a great kit. I think it's a really good kit. I mean, same with the Hellblasters. I think just solid models that came with that first generation of Primaris releases. I like the fact you got the more, slightly more ornate kits, like with the Blade Guard, which are a bit, the robes and all the things. But you need your bog standard infantry, and they fit the bill. And it's a good kit. So we've got
dice cards.
We've got dice for Dark Angel dice and Data Sheet cards. Fine. And not something that I'm really into, but that is fine. And then we've got some Horus Heresy. I fear, Matthew, this guy is going to be in resin. They usually are these characters. But what do you think of this guy? I'm
not bothered.
Siege Breaker Consul. He's there for breaking sieges, presumably.
I don't really care.
I really like it. I think this is a good model, actually. I think of a lot of these consoles that we've had, I could take or leave, but I really like this guy. I think this one, I like the fact his armor's extending down, this sort of thing down here. I like that. I like this shoulder pad being a bit different. I mean, he's a bit like a Tech Marine, but old school style, that sort of thing. And the Thunder Hammer. You can't go wrong with a massive hammer, Matthew. I mean, you can't say no to that, can you? Bonk, exactly.
Bonk.
There we go. Then we've got some Black Library books.
I don't like
Dark
books.
Angel theme by the looks of it. We've got Lazarus.
Don't like books.
Don't like books. Well, Cypher. He is a bit of a known quantity when it comes to Dark Angels. End Times, Doom of the Old World. So that's going back to the old fantasy battles. We've got some other ones. We've got more books.
Music.
Print on demand if you really want these books. You can get an order in for those, and that will happen. Warhammer Plus, just the two things this time on Warhammer Plus. We've got Lore Masters and no battle report by the looks of things, but it looks like Krieg.
They're getting bored.
So we've got the Death Guard of Krieg.
They're getting bored.
Death Guard, yeah, Death Corps of Krieg. That's what I meant. And How to Paint Ghosty Boys by the looks of things. And then I think this is they're hanging out and playing computer games. Fair play. So Matthew, what is your favourite out of this week's releases? It's flying through, so we've got all the Dark Angel stuff.
Down. That one.
You like this Belial? Yeah, solid choice. I'd probably go the Deathwing Knights myself. I like Deathwing Knights. I think that is a great kit. But yeah, it's all good. Anyway, there we go. So, lots of Space Marine stuff right up my street, it has to be said, Matthew. And there we go. So what do we say to the viewers, Matthew?
Bye-bye.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.